Hello, fine people that listen to our podcast. This is the Corn Corner. My name is Wren.
And my name is Cam, and a fun fact is that I'm wearing a Lacuna Coil shirt, and fun fact is that a Lacuna Coil song called Swamped is featured in the video game Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Wow.
Which is one of my favorites.
Okay, two things. You streamed that game many moon ago.
Yeah.
It's one of the only times you streamed on your own before you and I started streaming together.
Yeah. And I'll do it once I have good Wi-Fi. I would do that again.
Yeah. The other thing is, what is that Lacuna Coil song that everybody listens to on YouTube every 8 months? And they say, oh, yeah. What is it?
Probably Heaven's a Lie.
Yep.
Yeah. They have some bangers.
That, I remember that double kick pattern, the little rip.
Yeah.
God, it's good. And that Bell of the Ride, we're not using Bells of Rides anymore. I wish that we would.
Also, it's like the only other comparable one I can think of off the top of my head is Evanescence, but like the hot baddie goth girl lead singer thing, it's good. We love that.
Different vibes though, because I feel like, Amy Lee a little bit more, I don't know, she doesn't have the same vibes.
Yeah. I mean, Lacuna Coil is Italian, I think. I forget. I don't think American, so.
Guy, could you imagine being in Evanescence? Could you imagine being Amy Lee? God, that must have been crazy.
I mean, I'm jealous. Hopefully she's doing good wherever she is. But my bringing that up with Lacuna Coil, also another fun fact is that I'm wearing a new Castle Jackal magazine hat, and these two things that I'm wearing are the perfect segue into today's topic, which is physical media. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be clothes because you just talked about two clothing items.
It could be. I could see how you would go that route, but it's going to be about, because I own the Vampire the Masquerade game, and because Castle Jackal magazine is a physical item that you hold in your hand.
Open up to the pictures that I've made in that, because I haven't seen them yet. I'll tell you what, I do.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you took that.
I did.
It's a picture of Jack
Is that
Jackal
a full
himself.
Spread?
No, it's not a centerfold.
It should be. I'm trying to get him to let me do the centerfold.
Only he does the centerfold. That's his.
I know, but I feel like that's negotiable.
Well, you got the back cover too.
That's right, I did.
A great one right there.
I'm gonna be getting that front cover soon.
Let's find. Keep talking. I'm leafing through pages. You need to.
No, they're entertained. They're fine. They're driving in their car right now. They're not on their phones. They're obeying the traffic laws. They're looking for cyclists that might be out there. They're doing a really good job in their cars right now. All right, show it. That's right. Look at that. Mama's melting.
And then, God, I love this picture. In there. It's such a good picture. And then there's mine.
Look at that. There you are. That's a lot of you. And people, this is going to be a magazine that you're going to want to pick up if you like it. And you will like it. I guarantee that kind of thing. It's issue 6.
Yeah.
And keep buying them, because by issue 10, I'll be doing the front cover and the centerfold on there. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and submissions for issue 7 are now open. It's the Halloween issue, so we better. Do you have something for that?
I've got nothing for it, but my brain has been empty, fully empty. Not a single artistic thought in that baby lately. So I got 0. But we're gonna pull something out of the air.
I bet we could do something at Folsom if you wanted to somehow.
Let's try, but it's got to be something that's thought out and purposeful.
Yeah.
But I will say my photos I made of Lily while she was on the bed are some of my favorites, and those just kind of happened. But I will also say it's kind of like moving the planets, trying to make photos of Folsom that I like, because here's my approach to Folsom. I'm talking in circles right now. But I'm gonna bring my camera and try to do a bunch of street photography there, because that was really fun. I like the ones that we did.
Yeah, they're great. All the pictures you took there, and I feel like this year they're going to be even better because you've developed your sense of direction and your artistic wants even further.
Yep. So you gotta wear a fun thing, because you're gonna be the subject of it, because our other friends. Well, Lily is great. Is Lily?
I'm just gonna. Yeah. We're in a full house. I won't disclose where, but we're gonna be holding space and taking it up.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, look, speaking of holding space and taking it up, we're going to talk about something that is new to many people, but old to also many people. It's something that is in there collecting dust. It is maybe Alien Galactica in a VHS box set. It's maybe DVD Simpson box set. It is maybe a CD of a song that you need to listen to again that you haven't listened to in a while. We're talking about media in the physical form. It's something that many people are coming back around to, and a lot of people were alive when it was in its heyday, if you will.
Yeah.
So, and you really summed it up perfectly there by just saying, it's understated, and it's exactly what it needs to be talked about, because a lot of people see that box, whether it's any kind of box, and they say, yeah.
Well, my addition to
That's
that,
right.
because you wrapped it all up there so well, is that you and I are coming from opposite sides of this thing, where you are a minimalist and you do not have. I mean, you don't even sign up for. You don't watch shit. Like you consume your music through YouTube.
That's right.
It's insane. But like.
That's right.
You're not collecting things. Like, you're not collecting DVDs, VHS, CDs, whatever. And I am actively building a library and of these things. And I still have my DVD binder from high school.
That's right, you do. It's just a gateway to more things. Because once I have that, I'm going to have a goon cave. And I don't have one of those, and nor do I need one. It's a gateway to those sort of things. I'm going to be having power cables for different things that I haven't used in 15 years.
Yeah, I do have a drawer of that. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So, hypothetically, if you were to engage in one form of physical media, what would you choose? And this could be, like, we're talking VHS, DVD, cassette tapes, CDs, records, video games like N64, GameCube, whatever. What would your choice be?
It's hard because with music, we never got to a good physical place. We ended with CDs, and that's not it. That doesn't do anything. Like a WAV file is better in most cases. So if I want the high quality music, I'll just download the WAV file and I'm fine. And so I have like the highest quality version, and I listen on YouTube if I just want something quick. But if I need to really listen and analyze, then I will just buy the song from the artist. But anyway, other media is different because I don't know, movies I don't give a shit about like having physical things. Probably like a GameCube or an N64. There's something magical about that.
Or
right?
You had Dreamcast? What was the goofy one you had?
I was like a Nintendo person. I had like all the Nintendos. I stopped at I don't think I had a Wii, but and then a PS2. Yeah, the Wii's kind of goofy. But see, you do. I will say there's something about a VHS tape that is deeply, deeply funny and humiliating, but also deeply rewarding.
Well, I hadn't been doing this before moving to where we live now, but we moved to a place last winter where there's not good Wi-Fi at all. Like, we rely on satellite Wi-Fi, which is garbage. So like streaming stuff was it's very touch and go. So I was like, I need to circumvent this and have my movies and stuff. So then I started to collect more DVDs and tapes and stuff.
I hate to center myself again really quick, but I want to say this before we move on. Books are the physical media that I am beginning to collect again, actually. I forgot about that. But like photo books, reference books, magazines, not really like other things, but reference books. So I'm looking around, I see all these books everywhere. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm collecting photo books.
You mean art books, like not literature. Yeah.
No, I don't need that. No. Smart enough. So the power goes out and then you say to yourself, I need to watch my movie. Are you do Blu-rays, you do DVD, you do VHS?
Well, if the power goes out, I'm not watching anything at all because everything relies on power. You goof. I'd be reading a book then by candlelight.
You're a real movie buff. You know this kind of stuff.
I am. Yeah. That my things won't operate if the power goes out.
That's right. Now, okay, so the power thing's been discussed, but the Wi-Fi goes out. Which one of those formats are you going to be picking?
Probably VHS, because I feel another benefit of having like a physical media library is that it is a limited library, and we go to look on streaming stuff, be like, I want to put a movie on, but you don't have any idea what you want to put on, so you go to one of like 5 fucking things you subscribe to. I don't know. Yeah. I'm trying to pare that down, but yeah, and then you end up scrolling for like 15 minutes, and then by the end of that you're like, I don't even want to fucking watch a movie anymore because you're so like analysis paralysis or whatever, and don't want to even engage. But if you have, I have 50 or whatever VHS tapes, and I have them by like sci-fi, like horror, comedy, whatever, then I can just look at those, and that's what's there, and I can be like, all right, beep, like.
You have them. It doesn't make a beep, does it? A VHS player beeps? They weren't doing that.
No, I just do that myself.
And there's something a little bit sad about that we don't have to get into. But you have your library organized by category.
Yeah. My own.
Do you have it alphabetical? Though, kind of. Your own categories.
But yeah. So it's like one of the categories is like dude movies that are like military or military adjacent, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I am.
like a Top Gun and U-571 and Wyatt Earp, like those kind of things are all in there. And then there's horror and all that. But there's also intersections with sci-fi and horror, so it's hard to decide what goes where. But
when you think back to your big day of cataloging these movies, what was the one movie that came up where you said this could go in either category and you had to make a really hard judgment call?
Congo.
And talk me through that. What was that kind of thing like?
Do you know what the movie is?
It is probably a movie. Probably a war movie, probably takes place in the Congo. You've got it on VHS, I imagine.
It's not a war movie. I do have it on VHS. So it's the same guy who wrote Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton. Also wrote Congo, and then they were like, hey, that Jurassic Park movie did really good. We should do some of his other properties. So Congo is about I don't know if the book is about the same thing, honestly, because I've never read the book, but the movie Congo is about Amy the gorilla, who's a gorilla that they teach sign language to so that they can also work on this technology that takes sign language and speaks it out loud. So like that deaf people can communicate with people regardless of if they speak sign language or not,
Yeah.
So
that has to be a thing already, right?
I don't know, probably, but there's also sign language is hard it's not directly translatable like that because it's there's like how you gesture and what like there's American Sign Language, there's British sign, I don't know, French Sign Language, there's all different kinds.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, so there's that plot line, but then it overlaps. Oh, and Amy the gorilla like has been painting this thing of an eye that is something from where she was from in the Congo. And there's another plot line where Laura Linney works for like a communications company that has communication satellites in orbit, but they need like these specific diamonds that are only found in this area of the Congo to power the satellite lasers or something like that. And the one expedition that went out for research / to get the diamonds, like everyone disappeared. So Laura Linney goes out with another crew to find them or salvage stuff. And then that intersects with the Amy the gorilla going back to the Congo. So
wow,
they all go together.
Wow.
Anyway, so
sounds like road trip.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wacky. But there's parts of it that are really scary because there's like killer gorillas in the Congo that are guarding this like temple that they go to or whatever. And it gets like gory and there's scares and people screaming, but it's also a bit sci-fi because of the whatever. And then it's a creature feature because there's killer gorillas and a talking gorilla and there's all this stuff going on. So it's a hard one to categorize is what the answer to your question is, and that's why.
When you think to yourself, I want to watch Congo movie, do you ever get to it with different pathways? You say to yourself, I want to watch a creature feature. Then you think about Congo. You say, I want to watch an interpersonal journey of people. I think about Congo. I don't know. How do you get there different ways?
I think at this point in my life, Congo, like many other movies, the only reason I'm watching them are so I can show them to someone else and be like, this is a insane movie and we're watching it now. Or someone else decides to put it on in the background because the last time I watched it, someone else put it on. And I was like, yeah.
How long ago did you show somebody for the first time?
Not that long ago, probably like a few months ago or something.
You're going to have to show me that movie, maybe.
Oh, I will. You'll love it. It's a good go-to one to be like, this one's going to blow your mind. Also, the cast is wild.
If you were presented with a couple movies and you could get that movie on Laserdisc, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, or digital, which one would you pick? So let's say The Hangover.
Ugh, I wouldn't get that movie.
You gotta get it. It's free.
That's a DVD. I would get it on DVD.
It's free, so
yeah.
Jurassic Park 2.
I'd say VHS. I have Jurassic Park 1 and 2 on VHS already, so.
If you were presented with Jurassic Park 1 and 2 double feature Blu-ray for free, would you take it?
Yeah, of course.
What if it was $13.99?
No. I already have it.
What if you didn't have it on VHS at all, and you're presented with a double feature Blu-ray, one disc even, it's not even two discs, and $19.99 or $13.99 rather?
I don't know. Probably not, just because at this point in my physical media collection, the only things I'm spending more than like $5 on are when I decide I want one of like my favorite movies on DVD or Blu-ray, because of the way that like streaming sites are taking stuff off and they're becoming kind of non-existent then to find. And I don't want to buy stuff on digital version because that annoys me. I don't know.
How hard is it to get a VHS of Jurassic Park? It's got to go for more than $5.
Nah. Check Depop. People are giving those away. Also, I posted in my Instagram story recently saying that if I got a PO box, would people send me like tapes or DVDs and stuff, and a bunch of people said yes. So I'm gonna get that for the cost of postage or something.
You're gonna get a lot of shit DVDs or VHS. Sorry.
That's fine though. So because that comes around to one of the main reasons we even started talking about this a few weeks ago. There's I don't care if obviously I want to have my favorite movies and stuff, but I don't care really what it is. I'm happy to have stuff in my collection just because I think it's nice to keep a physical copy of something persisting in the world.
Yeah, I can see that. It did feel good when I made my art book. It made me feel like, okay, this past year wasn't a waste of time.
I have something to show for it.
I suppose, honestly, that one of my biggest deterrents with physical media specifically is that then I have to get a Blu-ray player, and then I have to run cables, and I gotta get a fucking VHS. I gotta get all this stuff. So that means I have to have an entertainment center, which means I have to have cool lighting, which means I have to make a choice on what the cool lighting is going to be and make that somehow be aesthetic with my apartment. It's just too, that all is too much of a pain in the ass for me.
Yeah. So
I end up it's not worth it. I would rather just watch Paris, Texas on my laptop.
I mean, we live two very different lifestyles. I have enough room in my house where I have that little area across the hall from my bedroom that has two little TVs next to each other, but one's a CRT with the VCR, and one's for DVDs and stuff. And then I have my projector in here for streaming. But I set my life up around physical media in that way.
It's fun. Yeah. I'm trying to build a little library of books. So maybe, I am trying to get some more items. But book only, which is just paper, really.
Yeah, but that's so good to have, because then people can come over and look through them and maybe, look at something they usually wouldn't, or learn something.
It's so funny because I have set up so much of my place and my previous, places around the idea of other people. And I'm trying to debate this now because I realize I don't have that many people over, and people aren't over in the way of exploration through goods. It's just not the kind of people that would ever be over would never be like, oh, let me pop into the book library. It's I'm just kind of I just need to set everything up for only me, I think.
But also, how do you know that unless you have it? Because I would say, I mean, my whole library thing, because I have the VHS and DVD area, and then I also have bookshelves. And, I have one large bookshelf that's literally filled with Stephen King stuff, because I collect different editions of the same books and whatever, and just try to get as many as possible. And that is for me. I would do that regardless. But when people do rarely come over, they are drawn to those things and will look through stuff no matter what. Yeah.
I guess it's clear you're a collector, and for me, it's not clear. For me, it's don't mess stuff up.
Also, I realized this just now talking, I think. I used to play video games a lot more, and I think I stopped because physical forms of games stopped being the norm. They started to be Steam store or download content, whatever. And I don't like that.
Yeah, it does make it to where games are a little bit more expendable because you're not looking at that thing. Yeah. I think it's hard for me to digital anything, digital reminders, digital journaling, digital to-do lists. In my opinion, none of that works. And I know right now people are they're driving their Honda Civics, and they're thinking they're pulling over right now, thinking to themselves, "Wow, Ren has to be really an idiot." But it doesn't. I don't think it works. I don't think it doesn't work. You can't. It doesn't. It's just not. It doesn't work the same way. You gotta.
It could for some people, but not for us. Like, I have my cork board right here that has like today, this week, this month, next month, like things. Because I could take notes on my phone all day, and I'm gonna forget. I wake up tomorrow. I don't know that's there.
That's how our phones are made, though. Like, the Notes app isn't. It's not. It's just a receptacle of digital garbage. It's not made to stay front of mind. If I don't see it, it's not real.
Which also, do you think that now kids in college or just school in general or whatever are taking notes like only on their laptops and stuff like that?
I mean, I did that in college. I took notes on my laptop and on my iPad. So, but the ironic thing is that I felt pressured to do it because everyone was doing it. And I knew it didn't work. Because you can't draw in the margins. You can't. There's something about when your hand writes the thing, you remember it.
Yeah, that's like
versus when
I didn't have to study that much because I took meticulous notes and then like knew it that way.
That's how we learn, and I think that's how we remember things. So I don't know. I think like writing a to-do list is the same way. Yeah, like you can type a to-do list, but it just I don't think it sticks in the same way. But
so maybe that we're realizing that this extends to the use of physical media, which makes it feel more worthwhile.
I think it does. I just bought stems for Periphery 3 because I want to cover Marigold. And I bought the stems. I've been listening to it and really learning it.
You could be making up. I only know that Periphery is a real band because of you talking about them, one, and also the YouTube evidence of you listening to a lot of Periphery. But you could have just said like a whole made up sentence. I got the stems of Periphery for the song Marigold. I'm like, okay.
I got P3. You know P3.
Yeah, totally.
I was looking online and they actually have a bunch of physical media, and you wouldn't believe you wouldn't believe what was sold out. The only physical media that was sold out from the Periphery web store. Clear, what? Right? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, totally. I know exactly what you. Yeah, that one. God, wow.
We should have a round table. We should have a three. I was going to say three-way, but I'm not going to say that because a lot of you perverts are going to think about it in a different way in which I mean. But we should have a 3-person conversation with me, you, and Brooks, because I have a lot of Periphery thoughts. Like, I think Clear is one of the best albums, but they forget about it. And then Brooks and I would have a talk about it, and you would say nothing, and it would just be moderately humorous to me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I would love to have Brooks on the pod.
I do want to. So this Clear thing is so cool because it's a 6-song like EP, and each member of the band directed a song. So it's like Misha's song is like this, Spencer's song is like this, and they're all very like specific and different, but they all kind of have the same life to them. It's very cool.
And that's one you would want to have on physical form.
Yeah, it's like yeah, for sure. Regardless, I got the stems and I forget about them all the time because they're like not real. Like I almost would weirdly rather have that in like a CD or something, or like I don't know. I don't like records, but because I could like, I forget because we lose things on hard drives.
Yeah, but then it's just sitting in front of you. I feel the same about, I got a new truck, well, used truck, but still, and it has a CD player, and I kind of want to mix CDs, so I'm not just like scrolling through Spotify being like, what should I listen to now? Like I could just make CDs and be like, this is what we have.
Yeah, I agree. It's also just dangerous because it's impossible not to scroll on your phone if you're driving more than 30 minutes. Like, we're addicted to it. So, and the music changes, you want to change the song real quick. It's human nature. But it's so fucking dangerous that we pick up our phones and change the music and we all think, oh, it's just a little bitty thing, whatever, whatever. It's like, no, get off your fucking phone. Like, I think a CD is like good.
Yeah.
Listen to what's
Also,
in the fucking car.
Yeah, you just listen to what you got. And it's like, y'all remember the old days? I was literally just telling P. Avery about that. Because she drove here and has like a bag of CDs. Because she has an older used car also that doesn't have like the proper hookups for phone stuff. But I was like, back in my day, we hooked a Discman up to a weird cassette tape thing that went in a tape player, and like you had a cord just coming out of it. And that's how we listened to CDs. Like,
I remember my mom, who didn't really like music very much. One day we were driving and she was like pulled over specifically to go into the mall, to go into like a Sam Goody or something. And she bought the cassette of Sheryl Crow. And it was the one with the Winding Road song on it.
Yeah. I've probably also had that Soak Up the Sun.
Yeah. She loved that.
I want to soak up the sun. Santa Monica Boulevard also. Do you... Okay, so that brings up a question. Do you remember any time that you went to the store to buy a CD on release day? What's the first one that came to your mind?
It's mortifying.
That's mine is too. Well, not really. It's fine. But what is it?
American Idiot, Green Day.
Oh, why? That's fine. Well, that's a little late in the game, also. but
no. You asked if I went to get a CD on release day.
Yeah,
and that was when I got on release day.
Yeah, that's just like, it's funny that that's the first one you.
But
thought
I just
of,
remember.
When did American Idiot come out?
I don't know.
Well, mine, I very specifically remember going to, I think, Walmart with my mom to get No Strings Attached by NSYNC.
I've got a No Strings Attached
What
story? Okay, I had No Strings Attached, but this was about the Backstreet Boys album that was blue on the cover. Not the Millennium one, the one before.
I don't know. I'm just looking.
I remember getting it. I remember buying it.
2000. American Idiot was 2004.
I remember buying this Backstreet Boys CD and sitting in the car and being embarrassed with it in the bag and feeling so much shame and like, just like I shouldn't be listening to this. I should be listening to like other music, like rock music. I should be listening to other stuff because I very much loved like rock and like metal of that time, and I also loved boy bands and girl like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears music. And I remember feeling so embarrassed to tell my dad the CD I just bought.
You're talking about Backstreet's Back, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I felt the same about NSYNC. It is. It's great. But by the time I was getting that NSYNC CD, I was also into like nu metal and shit like that, and was like definitely embarrassed about. But I was like 11, so like that's fine. But I was getting into Nine Inch Nails and like and Static X and shit like that, and then was like, man, also this like.
It's so funny because now I'm a little bit more embarrassed to listen to like Korn than Backstreet Boys. I would feel more secure in myself saying, yeah, I listen to Backstreet Boys than if I listened to System of a Down. Yeah, but then at that time, I would be like, oh yeah, System of a Down, Metallica.
Yeah. But
now saying I listen to Metallica is like moderately, you know.
It depends what era of Metallica. You're like over here talking about Saint Anger or something.
See, the issue is that Saint Anger is not a bad fucking song. And that snare drum is absolute garbage. But it's fun. bang, 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 bang. I remember playing Saint Anger. I like, that was a huge drumming album to me. I remember trying to play Frantic. Wait, I don't remember this Frantic, but it's like,
People listening to this are loving it.
We live in a life.
Whoa, is Lars Ulrich in the room right now? Whoa. Like,
God, I love that album. I remember I just played Saint Anger so much.
it also
That's a good song.
It's like so weird to feel this way now because I also want to get an iPod again, frankly. But do you remember when like torrenting and iPods happened? And I remember the first iPod, which was like a fucking brick, but being like the Zoolander part where they're like, it's in the computer. Like it was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
how, and it was like so cool to do that instead of taking your whole CD binder on road trips and stuff. And now I'm like, why? We've lost the plot.
I'm a more is more person. So for me, I was always obsessed with collecting music, and I would listen to so many bands. And I loved having a friend with their CD binder, and then they would come over to my house. I would use every available moment to constantly burn their CDs into iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember doing that. I forgot that was a thing. God.
I loved doing that. It was so fun. I would try to get their whole CD, and I would have little like spreadsheets that I would make. Like my one friend Bobby had a great CD case, and every time we would hang out, we would like go play music. He played guitar. We'd play music after school, and while we were like playing, I would just get another CD and just work my way through, and he would do the same. It was awesome.
That's I like wish that was the thing again. I miss it, and I want to start making mix CDs or like mix tapes for friends, but no one's gonna have like 80% of people won't have anything to listen to either of them on, because how many people have either of those things like currently?
Someone made me a mix CD, and yeah, it was hard. It was awesome. It was very sweet, but it was hard to listen to.
What did you even listen to it on? I'm thinking of your things that you possess, and you don't have a thing to play CDs.
I don't. I
lied. I didn't listen to it at all. Yeah.
I mean, I listened to those tracks on like YouTube.
Yeah. I looked it up. I made a YouTube playlist actually.
I do wish that there was a way to collect music easier, because I'm starting to think about music a little bit more. I just hate subscriptions. I don't like any subscriptions. They all make me angry. Always. Yeah. It makes me furious because everyone wants to be a fucking landlord. It pisses me off. Fuck it. I'm not doing it. Even Riverside right now. It just, the concept of having to pay Riverside monthly to take their stupid fucking logo off the top left corner of the video. Go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. Everyone knows we're recording on Riverside. Who gives a fuck?
It can be there.
It is.
It
just makes me so mad. Everyone wants to be a landlord.
It's on your side. Yeah, when you said that initially, I was like, what do you mean everyone wants to be a landlord?
Everyone wants to just rent out their thing monthly.
Oh, okay.
We don't own anything.
Yeah, instead of getting a license to it.
Yes. It's annoying, and I don't want to do that with music. That's why I don't partake in Spotify, because it makes me angry.
Yeah, I thought about switching to Apple Music, because I know that with that you have the ability to download stuff, and then I could make CDs. And
but then the issue is,
yeah,
I don't want Apple to be a landlord to me with the phone storage. So my phone, it has to have storage space on it to take fucking photographs, which I do on the phone a lot. So I can't have all these fucking songs. So it's like I'm back to like wanting an iPod, but then I would never really use it, because at home I guess I can use my fucking iPod, but I'm not hearing the like MP3 degradation on YouTube through my fucking computer speakers while I'm cleaning the house. It just doesn't
and you're
matter.
You're one of the absolutely psychotic people that just raw dogs flights. Like, you're not listening to music on flights or watching movies generally.
True, but I do things up here.
Yeah, no, you're not just
can't
staring at the back of the seat in front of you.
Yeah, I use it as an opportunity to like write and think.
Yeah. Have you ever sat next to a person who's just doing nothing?
No, but I sat next to somebody that took out a bag of sticky rice that had peanuts all over it, and I was like so jealous. What are you talking about? It's amazing.
A bag of it.
It was like a Ziploc bag, and it had sticky rice and peanuts and some other stuff. It looked delicious.
How'd they eat it? Did they just fork it in the bag?
Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, that's amazing. And then I was looking over, and I was like, that looks really good. And then she said, do you want some? And I said,
nope.
No, but I was like, what a cool thing to ask.
Sure don't. How are we going to share that?
Well, anyway, wow. I thought we were going to be talking about physical media, and we were really just talking about life.
Well, that's what this podcast amounts to. I'm trying
to think
about
using your library?
way to bring it back.
Are you using your library? Are
Like
you going
the
to
local
the
library?
Get in there.
I'm
They got physical
actually
media all up in that.
I know, and one of the houses we looked at to move is like literally a block away from the public library of that town, and I'm like,
Nice.
that's a selling point to me because you could just like do that all the time. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to use it. They got so much shit. Nicole, who's
It's
been
also-
on an episode,
Oh yeah, you go, Nicole.
she's been on the podcast a long time ago. We talked about things. Anyway, her and her girlfriend go to the library and they get Blu-ray, they get Criterion this, and they get the box set of that, and they got all this shit.
Is that
She's
it?
a little crazy.
You just wanna-
She travels around with a Blu-ray player. She left a Blu-ray player at my house.
Is it there now?
Oh yeah, it's right there. So she
Sounds
go
like
watch
you've-
Blu-rays when she
You have,
comes.
first of all, I respect that, and now you have the opportunity to go watch some Blu-rays yourself. Is what that sounds like.
I watch like Twitch streams. You know,
It's not. That's like. I just. It doesn't. I used to watch YouTube a lot, as we know, and I haven't in like.
but I don't
over a
watch
year
YouTube like
now.
you did. I don't watch like the little the stuff like that.
What do you fucking mean? You're watching Twitch streams of people playing video games.
Okay, I'm
How's
watching
that better?
Twitch. You're correct, but what they're doing specifically is trying to do. They've got an objective that they're trying to accomplish, and I like watching people strive for an objective. That's fun to me. That's where the fun comes from. I'll watch someone try to like break a world record in some weird niche game if they're trying hard. That's fun to me. But I'm saying the YouTube that we used to watch during COVID-19 novel coronavirus was like, you know. It was like
Rachel Maxey, Crystal
yeah.
Lindy.
I don't and like Lindy, love Lindy, but I'm not gonna watch that on my own.
Yeah,
I like watching it with
she's
you. I
not.
love watching it with you.
Now I don't even think we would now. Maybe Trixie and Katya we would still watch, but
Yeah. But I watch
I don't know.
movies for
Anyway.
like inspiration. Like I need to come up with an idea. I need to pull it out of thin air for this Castle Jackal magazine, Halloween. So I'm gonna watch some of my favorite movies and just watch it with microscope.
but why wouldn't you just like have something on? You know, I have movies on in the background all the time, and
It's
and
too distracting for me.
Okay, well that's why I watch the same ones like 200 times.
But I'll just have like a Twitch stream on, you know?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on e-reader versus actual book?
I don't want to trash the e-reader like I trash people doing digital notes and digital to-do lists. I think
Do
the
it.
e-reader's fine. I personally
hate
don't
it.
like it, but I think it's I don't think it's any less viable than a paper reader or a book, really. I think that it's still just as usable. It's just not personally something I like.
Yeah,
because again,
I was asking your personal.
It's not. My books have like 70 plastic tabs out the side and highlights.
Yeah.
You know, I have like a post-it notes. Like a book I really like will literally have probably 25 little plastic tabs on pages that I want to go back to.
Yeah. I just like the physical. I like holding a book and making it worn out and dog-earing pages and pissing people off when I read in public and crack the spine in front of them. And then they're like, ugh.
Yeah, you love the idea of a book. You'll read it too,
but
you love you love the romance of it.
I do, and I also do read them. And an e-reader just doesn't feel. You're not turning pages. It just doesn't feel good to me to do that. And I'm the same with a book on tape. I'm not very good at those because you don't make up the voices for me. I'm doing that in my own head. Back off.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think I used to listen to. I tried some books on tape, but it just didn't do it for me.
Well, you're the type of things you read, not just art books, but before that, are not. Yeah. I don't think those translate to book on tape. You're not a fiction reader.
No. So not really my thing.
You're just listening to self-help tapes at that point.
Yeah. And you can't do that. But something you can do is subscribe to the Patreon. Did you know that?
I did. And what's that URL that you get right every single time?
It's definitely got the Corn Corner in it. So start there.
Yep.
Type in Patreon. Type in support up there in that browser bar. So just type in a couple different things, and that's all going to get you close.
Yeah.
And then scroll down. It might be on the 3rd or 4th page of Google. And if it is, that's fine. But you could call Google and say to move it up. Tell them that we're one of your favorite podcasts and you'd like to see us further up on the search page.
Yeah, or you could just go to patreon.com/thecorncorner if you want a direct route and to not do a treasure hunt. But you trying to call Google sounds fun at listeners, so do that and let us know how it goes.
Let us know how it goes. Well, people, Cam's going to give you a P.O. box where you can send Cam physical media. That's it. Also...
That's it. Don't send anything else.
Also, what else? Well, we'll have another episode next week because that's what happens. And as always...
Whether you're shucked. I don't know if I was supposed to start.
Yeah, or if you're creamed.
There you go. Doesn't matter what kind of corn you are.
Just, it matters that if you are...
a kind
corn. Well... Another one for the books. That was great. How did you feel about it?
I feel pretty good about it. I'm curious if the Corn Corner podcast is available in physical media form or if it will be in the future at any point.
There's going to be a point where it will be, I promise. I promise.
I'll make VHS tapes of it like I did with the Cam Wren music video.
How hard was it to make a VHS tape?
It's very easy. I have all the stuff I can digitize VHS. I record VHSs onto my computer to get, a digital file of them. So I have those saved. I torrent movies so I can make DVDs of them, but I could also make them into VHS tapes if I wanted to. Yeah.
What if we do a quarterly Patreon reward and you get a VHS of the quarterly episode?
What's the quarterly episode? Just whatever it is?
Yeah, I don't know what the content is in the episode, but we design a jacket for a VHS. We design a sticker for a VHS. We pop it on there, and then we send that out quarterly.
I feel like this sounds great. I'm all about it. I have so many blank VHS tapes. I'm ready to rock.
Okay, we gotta look into these logistics. That actually sounds like a fun. That sounds fun.
It's very easy. You just send me the file and I'll put it on a VHS tape.
Yeah, but you gotta
As we started to mention, though. Yeah.
But you gotta make. Let's say you gotta make 50 of them.
Well, I gotta get 50 tapes, but yeah.
Yeah, but how? If it's an hour, that means if the episode's an hour, that means that's 50 hours of just writing to a VHS tape.
Yeah, it's a labor of love. What do you think?
Okay, all right.
I mean, I know a few people with VHS players, so we could have a few going at once. I have 2 myself, so.
All right. Well, we're gonna get a VHS farm.
Yeah, just like constantly be making these.
God. Okay, people. Well, look, that's it. We're done with the podcast now. It's been 50 minutes, and I gotta be honest, I'm done with this. So we're gonna leave.
Okay, bye.